James Carter TV, and I just made a video recapping the Ravens and Browns Monday Night Football game. And I was sitting here thinking about the Browns. I was like, man, no, I still have some more to get off my chest. Because this team, this organization is so bad. I can't even believe how bad this organization is. And this is coming from a Tennessee Titans fan. So if anyone knows what a bad organization looks like, it's me. And I'm telling you guys are worse. And it all starts in 2014, because that's the era we're talking about. We're talking about the Mike Pettine and Ray Farmer era, because everything else, okay, we get it. They sucked in the past. You know, they drafted Achilles Smith and all of that crap, Brady Quinn, Colt McCoy, fine. Now what's going on with this football team? So 2014, this team, we're talking about the 2014 draft. The Browns need a quarterback. Okay, fine. There are 4 quarterbacks you could have possibly taken in the first round. There's Teddy Bridgewater, there's Blake Bortles, there's Derek Carr, and there's Johnny Manziel, who you end up with. And hell, you could have taken Jimmy Garoppolo while you're at it as well. There was a 25% chance that the Browns ended up with the wrong guy. They ended up with the wrong guy. And hell, I'm starting to believe this. Because maybe it doesn't even matter who the Browns would have gotten. Maybe if they would have gotten Teddy Bridgewater, maybe if they would have gotten Blake Bortles, the story would be the same. Maybe if you go to Cleveland, you're just screwed. Not only did they mess up that 2014 first round pick, they messed up the other one, the more important one, the one that was in the top 10. As they initially had the 4th pick, I believe, they traded down with the Bills. Good. But be careful, though, because you've made this mistake before. You had the opportunity to draft Julio Jones in the 2011 NFL draft. You passed up that opportunity to trade down. That one came back to bite you. You did it again. You could have drafted Sammy Walker. You traded down. You can do that. But if you're going to do that, please at least draft well. That's at least draft well with what you get. The Browns take Justin Gilbert. They could have taken the following players: Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Donald. The 2014 draft class that was filled, it's really, go back to the 2014 draft class, it's filled with a lot of guys that have turned out to be really good players in this NFL season today. Kelvin Benjamin, all these wide receivers they could have taken. They take Justin Gilbert. You go on in your 3rd round, you take Joel Bitonio. This is your best, or in the 2nd round, this is your best draft pick from this draft. 3rd round, you take Christian Kirksey, who is okay in spots. You take Terrence West, who is no longer on your football team. And you take Pierre Dicer, who doesn't play. So now you're looking at a team that their 2014 draft was a complete wash. And the 2014 draft was a completely loaded draft, filled with Pro Bowlers and future All-Pros, future Super Bowl winners, franchise quarterbacks, talent abundance in the 2014 NFL Draft. And yet, the Cleveland Browns end up with Johnny Manziel and Justin Gilbert, both of which were on the sidelines looking at this game. Speaking of people that were just looking at this game, Dwayne Bowe, who you paid $9 million to come in, to catch a ball, can't even come into the game, has 3 catches on the season. Everyone knew he was bad, except for you, because Ray Farmer has this stupid philosophy: I don't want to take a wide receiver high. I don't want to pay for a wide receiver. I think the wide receiver position isn't that important. Well, how is that philosophy going for you? Now, you do have Travis Benjamin, who's nice, who's okay, but you cannot tell me you could not use the help of an Odell Beckham, of a Sammy Watkins, of a Brandon Cooks, of a Kelvin Benjamin, all these guys that you had the opportunity to take, and you didn't take. And moving forward, the 2015 draft, the Cleveland Browns continue to completely mess up opportunities to rebuild this franchise, to get themselves going in the right direction by getting good draft picks in. Now, you take Danny Shelton. Now, I actually thought this was a good pick. He's been fine, so I'm not going to talk too much about this one. But the second pick, you take Cameron Irving because you believe you need to start preparing for the exodus of some of your players on the offensive line, like Mitchell Schwartz, who's an upcoming free agent, Alex Mack, who's an upcoming free agent. But first of all, don't you realize you can't go that route? Like the Bengals, they went that route. Fine. The Bengals, they don't have many needs at all. You guys still have needs. There's not an all-pro player on the Browns. Where's the all-pro players? You have to sit there. You have to draft a player that could be really, really good. You have to draft the best player available. You can't start thinking about, well, in 2016, we might need this. You need players right now because your team's a joke because it's bad. And yet the Cleveland Browns continue to make these poor decisions. And lastly, Mike Pettine, head coach for the Cleveland Browns. He came in last year. He did a good job. They had Brian Hoyer quarterback for a while. They won some games there. And the biggest thing, and this is why Mike Pettine needs to be fired. He needs to be. And I'm usually the patient one that says, keep your head coach. But he has made a huge coaching injustice. Last year, the Browns went 7-9 because of two things: their defense and their run game. They ran the ball with Isaiah Crowell and Terrence West. They had a good running back tandem there. They had a good defense that would rush the passer well. Those things have dissipated. The Browns have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They have one of the worst running games in the NFL. Isaiah Crowell has turned into nothing more than a little mouse. This is not a running back that you can trust to run the ball and run you to victory. You've drafted Duke Johnson, who's done little things in spurts but hasn't been anywhere nearly a consistent running back in the NFL. Your offense has turned to nothing. Your defense is putrid. I mean, you can't even coach yourself to win a football game when with an attempt a 51-yard field goal. Well, back that up. First of all, 9 seconds left in the game. You got to try to push the ball down the field. Your kicker, Travis Coons, he has a career long of 44 yards, and you're okay with kicking a 51-yard field goal? No, you run the ball there. No. You need to throw the ball. You need to get extra yards. You need to get as close as you can for this field goal. You get conservative, you lose the game. Field goal block. You got outcoached by John Harbaugh. You lost this game. You drafted a quarterback in Johnny Manziel, who you have no faith in to be your quarterback. You brought in Dwayne Bowe, who you have no faith in. You drafted Justin Gilbert, who you have no faith in. This is one of the worst regimes I've ever seen. They're going to lose out. They're going to lose every game. They're going to go 2-14. And I've never seen, I mean, they were bad before, but they're absolute trash. Like, I mean, they're so bad. Now there's some pieces on defense, like there's Paul Kruger, Barkevius Mingo could be okay, Tashawn Gibson. You know, they have some nice players. Joe Hayden has been disappointing this season. But, man, you know, I don't know who's going to want to coach this football team, because Ray Farmer and Mike Pettine, they've dismantled. They kind of brought a little hope, and it crashed. I mean, it's gone down quick in a hurry. It's time to press the reset button yet again in Cleveland. When will you guys ever be relieved of your oppression? I don't know, but it certainly will not be under the reins of GM Ray Farmer and head coach Mike Pettine. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.